Now, when you talk about misused talent, you think of the likes of Cesaro, John Morrison, and etc. and etc. But Aleister Black is one name that has just recently been spoken of, and it's quite sad to see because this man was something different when he was in NXT. When he was in NXT, he felt like a top star. And then when he got called up to the main roster, things definitely changed for the worse. Now, in today's video, I'll be discussing on Aleister Black and why Aleister Black shouldn't even be in the topic of misused talent. Now, let's get straight into it. When Aleister Black made his debut in 2017 on NXT, I was literally unaware of who the heck this man was, mainly because he was in the independent circuit. But I immediately got intrigued by his character because this man just has the look, he got the in-ring talent, and etc. And yes, I definitely knew that he was going to be a main prospect in NXT and he will eventually hold the NXT championship. That year he went on to feud with the Velveteen Dream. I don't want to speak about the Velveteen Dream right now, but yes, he had a feud with the Velveteen Dream. It was quite an odd feud, but they managed to make something special out of it, and it had a great match at War Games. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend you guys to go and check it out. And yes, they even won feud of the year and etc. Basically, that feud showed that Aleister Black will be something great because he managed to express his character, this character of his, that he doesn't speak that much, he only shows it through action and etc. And Velveteen Dream wanted attention from Aleister Black, and then Aleister Black eventually, after the match, he won and he said the Velveteen Dream's name. That was basically the aim of the feud. Then in 2018 he went on to dethrone Andrade from being NXT championish. Yes, he dethroned Andrade and became your new NXT champion. Had great matches with the likes of Lars Sullivan. He put over Lars Sullivan because Lars Sullivan is a terrible wrestler. Yes, he put on great matches with the likes of Lars, Adam Cole, I think. Yes, yeah, he had a lot of great matches with those type of wrestlers. And then he eventually lost the NXT championship to Tommaso Ciampa in the hands of Johnny Gargano, leading to their feud. I don't necessarily remember what happened during their feud because I got a memory of a goldfish. But yes, let me just hop straight into his main roster call-up. So in his last run, he was a part of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classics, and his partner was Ricochet. They won the Classics, but they failed to capture the NXT Tag Team Championships, and that eventually led to them being called up to the main roster at the same time. And that was a terrible decision because take a look at their careers right now. None of them have been elevated as top stars and etc. Take a look at Ricochet and take a look at Aleister Black right now. They both have nothing to do on TV. Ricochet is being jobbed to Retribution, and Aleister Black hasn't been seen on TV for like 2 months. Anyway, yes, they got called up. They had a feud with the Revival, and yeah, they went their separate ways. Aleister Black ended up on SmackDown. He had a gimmick where you had to knock on his door, and then if you knock on his door, he will fight you, something like that. It was quite a terrible gimmick. I always cringed every time I watched SmackDown because of that gimmick. And yeah, it didn't help Aleister Black at all. But the good part was that it gave us good matches with the likes of Cesaro, Andrade, I think Sami Zayn, and Buddy Murphy. They put on great matches. That's the only good part about that gimmick. Anyway, then yeah, he basically did nothing much really around that time, and he was undefeated when he arrived on the main roster. He was definitely undefeated, I think. Yes, he didn't lose that much. Even if he wasn't undefeated, he didn't lose that much. Anyway, 2020, right? Yes, he got into a feud with AJ Styles, and that saw his first loss in the main roster. He lost to AJ Styles in the handicap match with the OC. Yeah, man. And then yeah, that sets up a match with Aleister Black and AJ Styles at Elimination Chamber. Aleister Black won due to disqualification, if I may recall. Anyway, at WrestleMania, he fought Bobby Lashley. He won that match. Then he got inserted in the Money in the Bank match. So in the Money in the Bank match, right, we had Rey Mysterio, Otis, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, Aleister Black. Who else was the last person? I don't necessarily remember who was the last person, right? Yeah, but yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. And then the people who we expected to win that match were Aleister Black or AJ Styles. Those are the two we expected to win that match, right? And then WWE flopped and gave Otis. And the sad part is that Otis would eventually lose the Money in the Bank contract to The Miz a few months later, when you could have given Aleister Black that Money in the Bank and he could have changed the design and made it look legit, because the green wouldn't look perfect on Aleister Black. Anyway, they gave Otis of all people, and I literally hated that decision because I don't like Otis. I find him cringe and boring. But yeah, anyway, Otis became Mr. Money in the Bank, and Baron Corbin threw Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black off the roof. I remember that. And then that basically led to a feud with Seth Rollins. It was mainly Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio, but then I don't know why Aleister Black was a part of that feud. He should have went his own direction and maybe become an upper mid-carder. But anyway, yes, Aleister Black was a part of that feud. Then Seth Rollins injured his eye, and Aleister Black came back with an eye patch, turned heel on the Kevin Owens show. And yeah, I literally expected that to be a legit feud, because when you look at it, Kevin Owens also didn't do much in 2020, so I expected it to be fire. But then they just fed Aleister Black to Kevin Owens, and on top of that, they changed Aleister Black's theme song, and that's reason I know why, but I missed that old theme song. It made Aleister Black look more legit than his new one. They also changed his ring gear. At that point I felt like Aleister Black's time on the main roster is going to be terrible. It's going to be the worst, because you change this man's ring gear, you change his look, you change his theme song, and what do you expect to benefit out of it? And on top of that, Vince wasn't a fan of Aleister Black's character. He was a fan of Tom Budgeon. That's Aleister Black's real name. That literally doesn't make sense. How can you be a fan of someone's real life when on camera, on TV, we see this man as a mysterious man? How do you expect us to know how Aleister Black is in real life? Anyway, yes, that happened. They fed Aleister Black to Kevin Owens, and basically Aleister Black hasn't been seen on TV. He wanted to go back to NXT, but they declined his request because of the Zelina Vega situation. I don't want to speak about it, but yeah, that's basically it. And I find it sad. I find it sad and stressing, because Aleister Black just has the look. He has everything. The in-ring talent is there, the look, the mystique, everything. You just put this man in a storyline, he makes it look good. You put him in the mid-card division as an upper mid-carder, he can make the championship look legit. You can even put him in the main event scene with the likes of Drew McIntyre and etc. He can just make this man look legit. Just find something to do with this man. Like, WWE creative just gotta wake up. I don't know why Triple H isn't like defending some of his NXT alumni, because imagine Triple H works hard to prepare wrestlers for the main roster, and he basically gives them character and stuff like that, only for Vince McMahon to ruin it. Like, Triple H also gotta have a say in it. But yeah, that's basically it about the video. I'm literally stressing here on Aleister Black. I would pretty much want to see him elsewhere. He can ask for his release and go. I wouldn't mind, because just this man's career on the main roster is just stressing me. But anyway, that's it for the video. Let me know down there in the comment section below what you think. Like, share, and sub. Peace.